Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, yes, today we focus on, as you may have seen highlighted in almost all the papers that we went through today, the ministerial screening. Well, this morning we are joined by Honorable Mark Gbillah, who is a member of the House of Reps Ad Hoc Committee on Media. He's also a member of the APC. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
But a lot of focus on this list and what is expected, even within the party. Several reports, as we have seen this morning, internal wranglings. But then, that notwithstanding, the screenings will go on tomorrow. But the kind of yardsticks or modalities, who knows? Perhaps that will unfold tomorrow. But from what you've observed about all of this, do you think your party is together in terms of what they expect from the Senate with this screening?
Thank you, Chamberlain. The APC is very united in supporting Mr. President's ministerial list. Obviously, there are different agitations from different sectors and different ethnic nationalities and different individuals and, of course, interest groups. But in terms of the party, there's a united agreement to support the ministers. There really isn't any issue within the party with regards to the ministerial list. But it is instructive to note that, for instance, in my state, my ethnic nationality, the very illustrious people, the Tiv Nation, wonder why a Tiv man was excluded. You know, politics is a game of numbers. A Tiv man was excluded from the list, considering the fact that the contribution of the leader of the party, Senator George Akume, Barnabas Gamade, our Governor Otom, transformed the fortunes of the APC in the North Central, in Benue State, and being the fourth largest ethnic group in the country. You know, these are questions that I know some people are asking in my constituency as well. But we believe that we do not doubt Mr. President's choice. We know that who he has chosen from the state is a credible individual, but these are some of the questions that, for instance, some people and members of my party in my state are asking.
So some of them do not agree with the choice that the president has made from your state?
Yes, some of them wonder why that was his best choice in the state. They believe that even from the Tiv people, he can find very credible and upright individuals that can represent the interests of the group in his cabinet, because even in the national executive of the party, of the APC, there's no representation from our ethnic group in that council as well.
But isn't that likely to come forward when the screening starts, from those senators, for instance?
Well, let me borrow a leaf from what the Senate President said, that the Senate is willing to cooperate with Mr. President. So our leaders of the party in the Senate, Senator George Akume and Senator Barnabas Gamade, will obviously cooperate as well with Mr. President. You know, we're not being very vociferous about our complaint. We are also looking at the unity and progress of the country and the state and the progress of this administration as well.
You know, it's very important, the way you've just highlighted it, that the most important for you and your people is to see that the nation moves forward, the state moves forward. But if we go back to the dynamics in your state and put that side by side with what has happened in the last dispensation, it would seem as if, well, sometimes we also should give the minorities a chance.
Yes, that is why in the previous immediate past dispensation, now I'm just communicating the message from my constituency.
Yes, because I'm saying that looking at our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, no one would have thought that a minority would emerge. The president of one of the most populous nations on the continent, but that did happen. So I'm quite sure perhaps there's also some minorities in your state that would have been given a chance by this nomination.
Yes, that is very appreciated, obviously. But like I mentioned, we're playing politics as well, right? And if you look at the statistics are very clear. the TIV people specifically were the predominant supporters of the president in the state and in the zone. So you would think that, because obviously we all know that the list is all comprised of individuals who have contributed to the emergence of this administration. To some certain extent, there is a certain level of compensation for contribution, if we're being sincere about it. So that is the perspective from which some of us are coming. So if that is one of the yardsticks that has been used in the choice of ministerial nominees, then that should have been a very paramount consideration as well. And like I said, because of this understanding as well, but first of all, before I conclude on that, let me also refer to the fact that in the immediate past administration, this same ethnic zone was the substantive minister in the previous administration of President Jonathan. And they also had the Senate president for 8 years. You know, so these are some of the agitations from our people, you know. So this is what we think should have been a major consideration
so the talking
as well.
point now is, aside being the majority, you know, ethnic group there, they say they've been sidelined for some
substantive,
years.
Yes, for some years as well.
Now, how can that be brought before the party or the presidency?
Well, I'm using this platform to do that from the beginning, but we also, and my other colleagues in the House, will also explore very, you know, cordial means of being able to communicate this. We believe there's another list coming, so some amends can be made. And I also belong to the young parliamentarians, so we also have a grouse with Mr. President with the fact that the under 45s are not represented in his cabinet.
Just last